fellow true crimers, it is Crime with Ashley here, and I'm back with another case. Okay, so this was completely, as you can tell from the way that I'm looking, this was not planned at all. I literally was sitting down, just taking a break from packing out my house, and I just came across this case because the perpetrator just got arrested for the third time yesterday, and I got into the details of the case, and I just have to share it with you because it isn't being covered by any other YouTubers that I've seen, and I want to get the story out there because I am so freaking angry about it. Okay, this case today is about 30-year-old Lucy Letby. She is a United Kingdom citizen, which I haven't covered a case in the United Kingdom yet, and I feel like this is the perfect one for me to do because okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get into what she's being charged with, and then I'm going to go ahead and give you all the details that I can find because this is just happening. It's just happening. So this is everything that I can find on it. Okay, so far, Lucy is being charged with 8 murders and the attempted murders of 9 other children. So this all didn't happen at once. This has been going on for years. This is the third time she's been arrested. So they've known for a while now what she's been doing, but they've just now made all the evidence public. But so far, for sure, she's being charged with the murder of 8 babies and the attempted murder of 9. So getting into everything that I could find about Lucy Letby. She was a 30-year-old children's neonatal nurse at the Countess of Chester Hospital in Liverpool, United Kingdom. And she was described by everybody that I could see as a professional, hardworking nurse, and she was actually the poster child for the nursing and midwifery campaign and actually raised $3.5 million for them and was just praised as being this great, beautiful, young, vibrant nurse. And nobody knew behind the scenes what she was actually doing to these poor babies. Sorry, it's just this really does make me so angry. I actually have PCOS and I've been struggling to conceive for a long time, and whenever I find cases about crimes against babies, especially when it's like a nurse or a doctor or somebody in the medical field that's supposed to be protecting these babies, just it just angers me so much. Like, okay, so back into Lucy. She actually graduated in 2011 at Chester University with her nursing degree. So she's been a nurse since, and that's being all weird in the background. Anyway, she's been a nurse since 2011. And these crimes happened from 2015 until 2016. And the reason that the whistle was basically blown on her was because in 2013, there was only 2 deaths in that hospital. 2. But then when Lucy Letby went to work there in 2015 to 2016, there was a total of 8 deaths, suspicious deaths that they had no idea why they were dead. So 8 deaths. And to top it all off, in that year, it was a 10% higher chance that your baby would die in the maternity ward at that hospital than any other maternity ward. So people, I wish they would have done some research. I mean, that sounds horrible to say, but how can it go from two deaths to 8 deaths and then a 10% higher chance that your baby, a mortality rate? There was a 10% higher mortality rate in this maternity ward than any other maternity ward in the in Liverpool in the United Kingdom. So after, I guess, her facade of being this great nurse ended, she was first arrested in July 3rd, 2018, and she was arrested again June 10th, 2019. So the first time she was arrested, sorry, I have this notebook right here, and we know I'm trying to get all the details. So she was first arrested July 3rd, 2018 on the suspicion of the 8 babies, and we attempted for just 6 at that time. But then she was arrested again in June 10th, 2019 for the attempted murder of 3 more babies. And then yesterday, November 11th, 2020, she was arrested again. And get this is the crazy part, is when they arrested her yesterday, it was shown that this morning, police were actually at her house going through her garden and going through her outside patio thing but nobody knows what they were looking for. They haven't released what evidence that they expected to find in her garden or at her house. All anybody can say is that there was photos of police officers with those spade thingies that you garden with, that you dig up dirt with spades and bags and gloves, and they were going through her garden, they were going through her back porch, they were going through her house, and they were looking for something, but nobody knows what they were looking for. And I personally think, I'm going to throw in a theory right now, I personally think that they were looking for some sort of murder weapon, because it is still unclear exactly what was done to these babies to make them die, okay? They know how they died, with the lungs and the hearts, because they collapsed. The babies all died from collapsed lungs and hearts, and they weren't able to be resuscitated, which was the suspicion, was they weren't able to be resuscitated by a nurse, and there's so many, and the number of unable to be resuscitated went up. So she was just basically making herself seem more suspicious. But again, how was she doing this? Because the hospital is actually, like I said, the ones that raised the alarm, because in 2015 and 16, they were like, okay, there's something wrong here. There's too many fatalities in the maternity ward, and this needs to be investigated. So the deaths were investigated, and, their autopsies were done. And besides how they died, it was also found that the babies in question, the ones that they think that Lucy murdered, all of them had strange blotches. I saw that a couple times. Strange blotches on their arms and legs post-mortem. So does that mean, like, maybe she was holding them a certain way and maybe it's kind of like a bruising? I don't know. I'm not a medical professional. I have no idea what she could have done to kill them, but I'm just going by the details that I have found in the reports that I've looked at. Okay, so I've covered the babies, I've covered her education, I've covered her poster child campaign and being such a hardworking nurse. I've covered all that, but that's literally it, because all of the details are still under investigation, because she just got arrested yesterday, November 11th, 2020, for the third time. And the other two times she was arrested, she bailed out. That's why she kept getting arrested, by the way. She wasn't just getting arrested and then being released, she was bailing herself out or being bailed out or whatever. I'm going to keep my eye on this case, definitely. I may be posting an update on it in like a week or so when more stuff has come out, or whenever more stuff does come out, because this is going to be a very short video that I'm just kind of posting for everybody to see, all my subscribers that I feel like should definitely be aware of this case, because she's a serial killer. If she did this, which from the little bit that I've seen, obviously she probably did, because they wouldn't suspect her of this many deaths without some sort of concrete evidence that they just aren't releasing yet. But she's a serial killer. She is a freaking serial killer of poor, innocent children, of babies. It just makes me sick to even think about that, because I've seen cases like this before of nurses and of medical professionals killing babies, but I haven't seen it in, like happening now. And she did this now, like in 2015, oh my goodness, she did this now. So I hope that everybody who watches this is praying or wishing good thoughts, whatever you do, towards the families of these babies and towards the investigators who are investigating Lucy Letby, and hopefully put her behind bars, because if she did this, if she literally murdered these babies, I don't know. I'm gonna look into it. I don't know if there's like a death penalty in the United Kingdom, but I feel like this is a death penalty case. I am for the death penalty on certain cases, and I feel like somebody that is deliberately murdering babies in the freaking NICU, preemie babies, should have the death penalty. They are the most innocent victims in the world to me, and she deserves to whatever. So enough of my personal opinion on it. Thank you everybody who is watching this. Thank you so much. I'm sorry that this video is a little bit short, a little bit hectic. As you can see, like I said, this was completely not planned at all, because I am packing, I am moving, I am doing stuff, but I really wanted to get this out there, because when I was watching this, because there's a couple like few minute videos on YouTube and then articles. When I was watching this, I just got so mad. And I wanted to share it with you guys, and I wanted to post a video about it, because there's not a lot of videos about it. So there we go. My Twitter and Instagram is listed below, like always. If you enjoyed my video, you can go ahead and subscribe. Not all my videos are this crazy, I promise. I do put a lot of time and effort into them. It's just this one happened to be one that not gonna lie, it's gonna be thrown together and it's gonna be kind of short and it's not gonna have as many things in it as I want. I'm still learning how to put together cases. I'm still learning all of that. So just bear with me. I feel like I'm always asking everybody to bear with me, but just bear with me. I love you guys so, so much. Thank you so much for watching. I don't mean any disrespect at all when I do these cases. I wanted to throw that in there. I don't think I did it at the beginning. I'm also sorry about that watermark up top. Again, I didn't say it at the beginning like I usually do, but I just wanted to jump into this case because of my emotions for it and stuff, and I just forgot to say a whole bunch of stuff, just jumped right into it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you subscribe, and bye-bye.